Yeah. I got to throw that in there early, man. Feel like I be forgetting my punchline sometimes. I got to get my one time in, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Listen, salute to the Most High, the true spiritual internal Father, y'all, and trolls. Only God and your mama can love you till this day, like Deontay Wilder, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Man, we got to get into this, man. I've been noticing some things since I've been going live, and it's not only the racism, that's always going to be there, and I'm always going to respond in certain instances. But I'm noticing another pattern that's protected, and I don't like it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because the pattern that these individuals are protecting seems to affect children in a detrimental way, y'all. So I figured today I was going to address that. We're going to address that. We're going to go right at them, y'all. We're going to go right at them. You know what I mean? And I feel like we have to, because by us speaking up and speaking out, man, we can change the dynamics of a child's life, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, Johnny Walker. Salute to you, Grand Rising. I ain't gonna be here long, brother, but I am expecting a little phone call too. But I'm gonna leave y'all with something to contemplate on while I take that call and come back to y'all, because this is gonna get deep. You know what I mean? It's gonna get deep. So I don't know if y'all want to talk about the Super Bowl halftime show first, or if y'all want to get right into, what I'm saying, like the 2977 fatigue, man, and children. And I almost feel like we're not doing our jobs. You know what I'm saying? Protecting these children, man. We always say protect the ladies, and yeah, true, we should. But shouldn't the men and the ladies be protecting the children? But when you have a group of people, man and or woman, who decides to be predatory, can I say that, towards children, and then you start hearing about it over and over and over, and then you research history, and it's there in history too, and you learn that it's part of their culture. Well, that takes me right to where I'm going with this. Nefikari Dessalines on YouTube. Y'all go subscribe. We gonna revisit the culture, y'all. And this is why I have 2977 fatigue right here, y'all. And if you don't know what 2977 fatigue is, you're about to learn. But here we go.
Welcome back to the culture, the hottest broadcast in the game. Go to my playlist section. We have already released over 60 episodes, and we have an entire playlist dedicated to this series. In this series, we shine a light on who's really committing some of the most heinous crimes here in the United States.
You know what? Before we even start, you know, let's be at liberty to hit that like button, and let's put protect the children in the chat. I think we all can agree with that. Protect the children. If we can't agree with that, there's something wrong already. And I'm doing this because I notice an influx of people who come in here protecting conflictual behaviors, uninnocent behaviors against children, y'all, against minors, against people who can't protect themselves, against the very people we should be protecting, because they're us. They're the essence of us. We were children. We needed that protection. We needed people to speak up. We needed people to stand up. You understand what I'm saying? So what makes these children less significant, y'all? But sometimes you have to really get to the source. We could talk about the children. We could talk about protecting the children, and that's a great conversation. But how do we protect the children? Where do we begin to protect the children? Better question is, who do we protect the children from? Oh, we going at it today. I done let y'all trolls know I troll too. I troll too, but I just do it on a factual basis, y'all. So here we go. Let's get into this.
Around the world. This project was inspired by years of me listening to certain conservative voices in the media focus on so-called crime in the black community, as if crime was unique to us. So that pushed me to dig deeper into the true crime data, the headlines, and the statistics to see where the true criminality is actually coming from. Now, everything I'm discussing is based on publicly reported cases and verified information. This content is for educational and commentary purposes only. Now, before we get started with today's episode of The Culture, I saw, somebody had posted on social media today, and it reminded me the reason why I started this broadcast, the reason why I started this series. So they were having a conversation about, crime in the country, crime in the community, and this individual, I'm assuming he's part of the culture, right? He said this: crazy people are a statistical reality of every race. That does not negate the racial realities and the cultural violence that is systemic, that is largely not in white populations, right? So as you can see, the reason why we had to start this broadcast is because I don't know if it's just ignorance or if it's just cognitive dissonance or if it's just they really believe the propaganda they sell around the world, but they really believe that when it comes to heinous acts, when it comes to engaging in crime, they really believe that they're not the ones dominating this field of activity, right? They really believe that, like in their heart of hearts, they believe that they're the good guys and everybody else is the bad guy, right?
And let me give my disclaimer real quick. Y'all know how I rock, but for those who don't, I have people fatigue, man. People of every race. But I love good folks. And I'm trying to raise good folks from the dead. It's got to be more good folks out there. I love good folks of every race. So if it don't apply, let it fly, is what I'm saying. Because there's a difference between black people and white people and black folks and white folks. I don't want to be effed up with people, but I love good folks of every walk of life. All right, let's get it.
And of course, as I looked around in society, I couldn't really blame them for the fact that they felt this way because when you look at the educational system, the curriculum that we are taught in the schools, when you look at the media, the news coverage, and how crime is covered and reported, and even if they do commit a heinous crime, they make sure to break it down into different groups and subgroups. Like I remember a story I heard yesterday in Canada. There was a mass shooting at a school. And apparently the person was a cross-dressing white man. It was a white man that's a cross-dresser. And I seen Elon Musk go on social media and talk about, oh, it's not white men, it's transgenders. They love doing that. So even when it is time to be held accountable, they make sure to deflect it onto somebody else within the community. It's not white men, it's the radical left. It's not white men, it's the liberals. It's not white men, it's the elites, right? It's not white men, it's the billionaires. It's not white men, it's the transgenders, right? So they make sure that accountability never is going to be held. They are allergic to accountability. They refuse to be held accountable for anything they do. They're going to make sure to deflect it onto somebody else. So I couldn't really blame them for believing that everybody else is the bad guy and I'm the good guy, right? Everybody else is committing heinous crimes and I'm just the savior to humanity, right? So I can't really blame them for their cognitive dissonance and their ignorance. When you live in a society that refuses to put you under a microscope, that refuses to hold you accountable, that refuses to actually put you on a summer jam screen and put you on blast, right? So I can't really blame them for feeling the way they feel. But thankfully, we have the culture to kind of.
But we are going to start putting them on blast because I'm noticing a very disturbing trend. Even when I go live, y'all, I read these comments. I see what people say. And I'm not sure how YouTube aren't flagging you people and sending some authorities to your households. So I'm doing this segment on purpose. I'm doing this segment on purpose. And if I see those type of comments, I'm going to find a way to report you. I'm going to protect the kids at all costs. I'm going to protect the kids at all costs.
Like on all the criminal activity, all the heinous barbaric activity taking place in the community that nobody wants to talk about. But anyways, before we jump into today's episode of the culture, before we get started and talk about the criminality, the calamity taking place in the community, as always, I'm gonna play a few clips, and then of course we'll get into today's episode, man. Running clips. I'll be right back. Imagine being able to build.
Let's not imagine. Let's not imagine. Imagine us getting right back to the content. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine us getting right back to the content.
Jeffrey Epstein did not invent a dark new crime. He stepped into a very old role. Enslaved black girls,
Money
little black
Mike,
girls,
what's up, my
were
guy?
openly sold
Money
as
Mike,
what
say,
traders
ladies
called
and
fancy
gentlemen, hit
girls.
that like button.
That was not some backroom slang. It was a market category.
One of the things I tell people a lot, man, is, come on here and wipe your feet, on my welcome mat, man. You know what I'm saying? Wipe your feet on my welcome mat. You know how you do that? Hit that like button like Money Mike's saying. That is Money Motherfucking Mike, ladies and gentlemen. Money Motherfucking Mike. You know what I'm saying? So if Money Mike say hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen, hit the like button. And if that like button swings back and hits you back, we gonna jump his ass. Oh yeah. If you hit that like button hit you back, we on his head, y'all. We on his neck piece. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Grand rising, grand rising. Yeah. Lavetta fits, grand rising, Lavetta. Lavetta makes it better, grand rising, Lavetta. We talking about the children this morning. We gonna protect the children, y'all. Cause I'm noticing some things online. And I'm noticing some things in these chats when I go live. Yeah. I know there's some sick-minded people out there, and I'm wondering how them sick-minded people still out there. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna weed them out. I'm gonna troll the trolls, y'all. We gonna weed them out. And if y'all see them comments in here, y'all know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what to do. I'm trying to have Homeland Security knocking on their door. We might find some children today. You know what I'm saying? We might find some children. We ain't talking about that biblical stuff today. Stay on topic. Stay on topic. I know you read the title of the video. Stay on topic.
Regular enslaved woman in her prime, valued for labor, might sell for $1,200 to $1,600 by the 1850s. A fancy girl could sell for 2, 3, even 4 times that. Some documented sales reached $6,000 or $7,000. That was the price of a house in those days. The law made it possible. Enslaved girls could not refuse. White men faced no consequences. Courts enforced the contracts. Banks financed the purchases. The entire system treated sexual exploitation as a luxury good for wealthy men. That's how Epstein made his money.
I told you, first, we got to get to the source. Then we have to diagnose the problem. And then we take the fight to the problem. And I've identified the problem. And I think a majority of the world has identified the problem. But the problem runs a majority of the world. I'm going to leave that right there.
2. After slavery ended, officially, the paperwork changed. The pattern did not. Ownership became arrangements. Coercion became opportunity. Silence became discretion. Fast forward to the late 20th century. Jeffrey Epstein did not create a network of powerful.
Y'all hit that like button. You won't get no battery charge. You won't get no domestic assault. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff. Hit that like button. If it's ever been legal to hit anything, hit the hell out that like button. We going in.
Abusers. He just built additional infrastructure. He sourced vulnerable girls. He moved them. He insulated the men who wanted access to them. He functioned like a broker on an old market that never fully disappeared.
The very first white guy that I ever dated ended up being a pedophile. At the time, I was at FSU, and there was this white guy. He was an artsy white guy. Tattoos, long hair, a little rebellious, very hot. And anyway, him and I went on several dates. We liked each other a lot. I actually met his mother. He liked to cook. He had a dog. Things were really great until he disappeared. Poof, ghosted me. I was distraught. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So one of my good friends.
Hey, fellas, I have to admit, she might be young, but she beautiful, right? She beautiful. She gorgeous. Would y'all ghost her? Y'all? And she seems pretty humble, right? Would y'all ghost her? I'm gonna give this sister her credit. You know what I'm saying? We got some very beautiful sisters in the culture. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give this young lady her credit, y'all. I don't think that she's got a bad personality. She looks intellectual. She's beautiful. She's appealing, right? Now, why when you work hard to get a beauty like this, why would you ghost her? Why would you ghost her? And then she loves you. You never thought you can get someone like this, and she loves you. She's concerned about you. Something go wrong, she calling your phone like, you gonna get the whole black girl like, I know you ain't get my call. Pick up. Then she gonna get a little worried. You know what I'm saying? But she love you. Let's find out why she was ghosted, y'all.
Who is a bit more street savvy than me was like, girl, maybe he's locked up. I'm like, locked up? Not my white boo. What you talking about? Not my white boo. What you talking about? Looked him up, and he was just booked the 2 days before for, you guessed it, being with a minor.
She said not her white boo. Not her white boo. But your white boo had just got locked up. You thought you got ghosted. No, he got busted. You thought you got ghosted, but he got busted. Sister, you got bailed out. I thankful you probably didn't have any kids. Man, listen, the higher powers threw you an alley-oop on that one. They threw you an alley-oop. On that one. You know what I mean? Wow, that's terrible. Y'all, this is gonna get kind of graphic, y'all. It's gonna get kind of graphic. it's gonna get kind of graphic. If you got a weak stomach, I mean, whew, you know what I'm saying? Get you an Earl bag, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need it. Get you a bag you can upchuck in. Hold on, y'all.
Of your white women, because your president and all of his friends are pedophiles, and most of their victims were the same white women, or the kinds of white women that if a black man were to look or whistle or even breathe in their direction for many centuries would be lynched, would be murdered, would be beaten and dragged to the streets. Or was it never ever about the women? White women, you should probably take note that they never really gave a damn about you or your valor. They simply
Now that is true. That I got to say that, and no racist intentions here. Just when you study history, you do see that they throw their own women under the bus a lot. A lot. In our culture, we be like, woman, stay home. If I get locked up, I'm gonna need somebody to call collect to come get me. In their culture, boy, they push their women out there first, like, get them, babe. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. So I don't feel like they protect their women and their culture as much as we do. You know what I'm saying? And Ghislaine Maxwell would be a great example. Why is she the only female, and why is she the only one locked up? And we're hearing all these accounts about all these other men in those files, y'all. But yet the woman is the only one serving time. There's relevance to what I'm saying. Let's get it.
used you as an excuse for their violence against black people. But when there is a real moment to truly make sure that young, vulnerable women, not just white women, but all women, are protected and safe and not being exploited and not being trafficked, your men are silent. Yet you keep supporting and you keep going against your best interest.
Oh, it's going to get crazier.
I know that you've heard this before, but I feel like with the latest release of the Epstein files, we're all due for a reminder that the only person serving jail time for those atrocities is a woman.
Because we had to boot somebody out of here that made a crazy comment the other day. We were addressing this, and some of the moderators caught it too. But that guy was actually subliminally condoning this. Like, I feel like I had a Epstein right there in my chat, and it's bothered me ever since, y'all. So when things like that happen and people like to troll, they don't understand. Like, I have a comedic side. I love to laugh. I roast. I crack jokes. I'm goofy until I need to be serious or until I need to be taken serious. And that right there, I took serious. So I'm going to troll you back with the truth. I'm going to weed them out. I feel like by us having this conversation, we're raising awareness and we can save somebody's child. There's too many missing children right now for all these cases, you know what I mean? And all these names to be thrown around. Somebody know where them babies at. Somebody know where the car seat's at, y'all. I got to watch what I say and how I talk. You know what I mean? But somebody know where them car seats at, y'all. Somebody know what's going on. And there's always a demographic of people who's what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? Who somehow profiled for doing these things. People who have an addiction for these things. All right? Throughout history, y'all.
All of those men are free or dead. All of them. And the only person serving jail time is a woman. Now, do I believe that she deserves that jail time? Of course I do. I think she deserves far less privilege than what she is receiving. But those men are just walking around free. They abducted, they trafficked, they raped, they abused, and they murdered. And they conspired and they protected each other and they profited off of those crimes. And they're free. And the person sitting in jail is a woman. The only person sitting in jail is a woman. If that doesn't wake you the fuck up, I don't know what else will. We have a problem.
So at what point are we going to finally say it's white men? At what point are we going to make the determination and say white men are problematic? And trust me, it's white women too, but it really is white men that are dictating all of the things that create this problematic environment.
Listen, straight up, I do this for a living. I'm monetized. This is my job. And normally, I read good comments. But when you come in and you're just off topic, you know what I mean? You're taken away from what we're trying to do here. So I don't want to spend time talking about what you're talking about in the chat. We're going to spend this time talking about what I'm talking about, and you guys wouldn't be here if you didn't want to talk about it because it's in the title. See? So don't look like you're one of those people who condone the very thing that we're talking about by changing the subject and deferring. Don't. Please.
And then everybody, like what I was talking about with the white proximity, it's also like white male proximity. You know, the women who are performing for the male gaze, they're performing for that white male gaze to get what they're hoping will be the proximity to the privilege that the white man holds in this country.
I said a demographic of people. I said a demographic of people. I didn't say a race. I didn't say a color. I said a demographic of people who seems to be addicted to this type of behavior. That is what I said. You need to put your listening ears on. You definitely need to put your listening ears on. That is exactly what I said. You're quick to throw Puff under the bus, right? What about Harvey Weinstein? Huh? Stay tuned. You stay in here because, see, you're going to be one of those people, I believe, y'all. And I'm going to get Homeland Security ready because y'all going to leave them kids alone today. Y'all going to leave them kids alone.
And so, like, when are we going to start to address that? That we need to really deep dive into dismantling whatever mental illness is attached to white men and make that go away. And until then, we probably won't see any forward movement because really, it's always white men.
So I hope this doesn't come up as racist, but how come the majority of the people who are essaying and unaliving children specifically are white males? Is it possible that it's a genetic thing, or is it something we could study? Like, is it culturally? What is it in a white male's head that makes them over twice as likely to do it than a black man? And it's not just that it's not in the news, which is also an issue that they don't, they like to put in the news more when white people are involved. But the statistics, it's like 70% white male when it comes to children.
Hence 2977, y'all. 29% of all white males. They say from age 41 and up, but we know it starts younger too. So 29% of all European males are convicted at a 77% rate of doing this to women, children, and animals, y'all. It's sickening. Now, if I was to sit here and talk about it, they call me racist. But these are your women. These are your women. These are the very entities that give birth to your children that you do these egregious things to. These are your women speaking up and calling you out. So like I said, a demographic of people. I can let the stats speak for themselves. I can let the stats speak for themselves. And they are speaking, and they have been speaking, and they will continue to speak for themselves. For themselves. So I don't have to validate or say what we already know. Let's go.
Why is that? And how can we figure out what it is so that maybe there's got to be something, even if it's a little thing we can do? I just don't get it. There has to be something, the way they're raised, where they're from, culture. Or is it possible that there's a different gene or something? What do y'all think it is? Black fathers aren't present in the home, white supremacists say, as they ignore the fact that white men lead the nation in pedophilia and rape crimes. Let's stop pretending that you guys care about black issues and black fathers. Really, you just don't want people looking at white men because...
But they come all over here with their hateful comments, with their inflated statistics, but yet they will not sweep in front of their own front door. There is a bigger epidemic going on in your community and your culture than we have going on in ours. But if every culture takes the time to address these detriments, then we'd be doing our cultures some social justice here, and we'd be making the world better. We'd be turning bad people into great loving folks. You understand what I'm saying? We got to get these people off the streets, and we've got to call a spade a spade. It's not even me saying this. But before you come over here with all that racist stuff and you putting black fatigue in the chat and all of that, we have fatigue too. You know what I'm saying? PDF fatigue. We also have, We're tired of the black obsession. We're tired. We're tired of the black obsession. We can't do that. We can't do that. And we're not going to do that. We can't do that, and we're not going to do that. You know, we have to really, really protect these children because these children can't protect themselves. Why prey on the weak and the vulnerable?
Is white supremacy demands to be seen as perfect. And if we take a look at what you guys are doing, it doesn't look too good. Maybe y'all let us worry about our community and what we need to do to make our community better. And you guys worry about all the mass shootings that are being committed. You guys worry about all the pedophilia and rape that are running rampant.
Jordan, I think you mean well. At least I hope you do. Stay on topic. That's the second time. Johnny, get your Gotti finger ready. We might have to get him out of here.
Within your community, because I'm really, really tired of white men pretending like they care about black fathers being in the household and black on black crime. You guys don't care about what's going on in our community. You just want to dehumanize us. That's all it is. If you really care about our community and wanting to make children safer, maybe focus on that.
All right, we back now. We've only been doing this broadcast of culture for a few months now. I believe after Charlie Kirk unfortunately had lost his life, that's when I had started this series. And the reason why I started this series was because, ironically, Charlie Kirk, before he died, if you remember the final conversation he was having, what was he talking about? He was talking about crime in the black community, right? Literally 2 seconds before he lost his life, he was talking about, he tried to deflect onto crime in the black community, right? And during that time, if you remember, the black fatigue, that trend was very heavy in the streets. Black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue, right? The white conservatives, they were pushing that heavy, the black fatigue. Oh man, look at the black community, the black culture, black culture, black culture, right? So that inspired me to start this series because there's no way a group of men who is involved in the most heinous demonic activity is ever going to point finger of judgment towards me. I'm not having that. I'm not accepting.
Kip 2, what's up? Kip 2 came in getting them bodies. Kip 2 came in getting those bodies. You know what I mean? They're not going to be a distraction. This is why I say I think some of these people condone this, but they know if they come out and condone it right now, I'm going to report them. So they're just trying to be a distraction and a disturbance. But we're going to get this message across. Why would you come in here and disrupt a conversation like this unless you were a part of the problem?
And now we are seeing that this conversation is gaining steam. This conversation is gaining traction. Now, nowadays, you don't really hear too much about black fatigue, right? Because a lot of people, we have pedophile fatigue, right? So you can't really talk about black fatigue when your demographic is in the hot seat. I love how the conversation switched, right? Just a few months ago, it was black fatigue. Now everybody looking at you crazy. You know, it's crazy how that happens. But anyway, not wasting no time. And let's get into today's episode of The Culture. Let's get into the intro, and I'll be right back. Let's go.
If you didn't know already, white men make up 29% of the U.S. population, but are accounted for over 77% of the people caught with child. You know what?
What's that? Wait for me now. I'm gonna knock your off, son. Why is he doing this? I just want to leave.
I appreciate that, Kip 2. I appreciate that. Let's get on into it, though. I appreciate that. We got to listen, man. We got to set the record straight because we done water blame for Bush for a long time, and there's nothing that we have done as evil as some demographic of other people in other cultures. Nothing. Can't name one. But for some reason, we're always painted as the problem when we all know globally that the biggest problem, well, speaks for itself.
I didn't touch him. Why are you guys doing it? I didn't touch him.
Hey, Epstein, is that you? King David, Epstein, is that you?
Now, first story. Now, this is going to be an update on a previous case that we had discussed. If you remember, I talked about this unfortunate victim last week by the name of Haley Busby. She had went missing in the beginning of January, and her family was searching for her for weeks. And then, unfortunately, we ended up getting a suspect, and we ended up finding her body. But now, the federal government has released more documents in the case, right? So let's get an update on this story right here, the case of Haley Busby. Let's get into it. Federal prosecutors have now indicted suspect Tyler Thomas, 39 years old, of Columbus, Ohio, on illegal activity involving minors, after authorities say he traveled to a different state to abduct a minor and bring her back to his home. According to federal investigators,
Do y'all see how they're acting since I'm on this topic? Do y'all see how they are acting? Because I'm talking about this, y'all. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Kay just came in and said, right with the BS. Grand Rising, King. Grand Rising to you, Kay. Do y'all notice how they're acting now? Out in defense, because I'm talking about this. Have y'all noticed? Do you see the comments they're leaving? Huh? They have a problem with accountability, and they also know that it is them. They have no answer for this. No answer for this. No answer. Watch how they continue to act. Watch this.
Suspect produced illegal images and videos of the victim before she ended up dead, with her body dismembered and discovered in the woods. Now, time out. So this dude then traveled to a different state, abducted a minor, produced the illegal images and videos, and somehow she ended up in the woods, dismembered, chopped to pieces. Anyway, let's continue. Welcome to the culture, man. Like I say, man, the culture, man, there's no limit on the barbarity and the criminality that you're going to hear on this.
And y'all know what he means by the culture, because they have a specific culture like we have a specific culture. I'm not going to sit here in front like we don't get active. Like we don't get out there on some dumb sugar honey iced tea. We do, but we're not as extreme and radical and as disgusting and perverted as, well, the culture. All right?
Broadcast in this series, man, it just gets worse and worse. It's like, how bad can it get? It's like, goddamn, every episode gets worse. Anyway, let's continue. According to newly unsealed court records, the suspect allegedly met the victim through online gaming and messaging platforms and spent over a year exchanging messages and communications and photos with the victim while she was still a minor. The prosecutors say that he drove overnight from Ohio into Indiana to pick her up.
She was still a minor. He spent a year. I got to watch my lingo. He spent the year befriending her, y'all, disarming her. She was a minor. He drove how far? How far?
Back in early January, then went to a short-term rental, an Airbnb in Ohio. Phone location data allegedly placed him near that rental property, then near a trail in Wayne National Forest the next morning. So this dude then met her one day, and the next day he's dumping her body in the forest. Anyway, let's continue. Keep in mind, we're talking about a minor. We're talking about a child, right? Man, welcome to the culture. And they talking about
They've been doing this since slavery, y'all. I even showed y'all presidents who were doing this, the little underage. I got to watch how I talk, but y'all know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I like to say car seats. Y'all know what go in car seats. All right? Y'all know what go in car seats.
Epstein, but we have these guys in the community walking amongst us every single day. Like I say, man, Epstein is just a scapegoat. Epstein is just a fall guy. Let's dump all of our negative activity on Epstein's back. Let's let Epstein take the blame. Epstein is dead. Let's make him accountable for all of our crimes. Meanwhile, we have Epstein 10 times worse in the community walking amongst us every single day. And they got the nerve to be talking about.
Exactly, Kip, too. Exactly. These people work hard doing evil. These people breathe evil. I don't understand. And then they quick to holler mental health. Mental health. Take this back to where it comes from, because it is not indigenous behavior. Holler if you hear me. Holler if you hear me, ladies and gentlemen. Holler if you hear me, my indigenous people.
Black fatigue. How dare you talk about black fatigue? Look in the mirror. Aren't you fatigued by looking at your reflection? Anyway, let's continue. Authorities say the suspect also deleted the communications from his apps like Snapchat, and investigators later found deleted exchanges and explicit images that they say were taken at his home and at the rental property. The suspect was previously hit with local charges tied to the illegal material involving minors, the illegal images and...
Wouldn't your common sense, wouldn't a parent in you tell you that, hey, this ain't right, this is off limits? You know what I'm saying? We out here grown now, making our own babies. And you're thinking about our babies in that manner? And nothing's telling you that this is wrong, and just, this is going to get sick, y'all. This is going to get sick. Watch what we put in the comments, Kip, too. Watch what we put in the comments. I'll get flagged for that. But I believe you're right, but just watch how you word it, okay? I stand with you, but watch how you word that, brother.
Videos, as well as evidence tampering. But prosecutors say that the state charges will be dismissed and the federal case moves forward. The most chilling detail, the suspect had not yet been charged with homicide, but investigators say that he ultimately led them to the exact spot where the minor's body was buried under frozen snow and dirt. And when the authorities went to the location, they discovered the dismembered body of the minor. Now, time out. Now, for those of y'all that have been watching...
She could have been home with her family. Listen, parents, man, guardians, whatever. Man, y'all really need to be doing your due diligence on your children's electrical devices. Y'all need to be checking who they're in contact with. When they're on these games, Roblox, whatever it is, Roblox, Fortnite, you need to be checking. You need to be checking. You need to be censoring certain channels, keeping them off of certain things on the internet. Because a lot of this falls on the parents as well, because they use a lot of these devices for babysitters. As long as you ain't bother me, here, take it. But you don't know what that child is doing off in that corner, or who they're talking to, or who's pretending to be your child's age, trying to your child, man. So it starts with the parents too. It starts with the parents too. First and foremost, it starts with the parents. And I said that even in the R. Kelly case. Even in the R. Kelly case. Why the hell y'all ain't charge some of them parents? Them parents dropped them kids off knowingly. Knowingly. But they were so infatuated with R. Kelly being a celebrity and what R. Kelly was doing for the children, nothing else mattered. But we heard the same claims for at least 30 years. For 30 years, it didn't matter. So that wasn't all on R. Kelly. That was on some of those parents too. Lots of those parents. Just like the whole Nickelodeon thing with Dan Snyder. Lots of those parents. Lots of those parents.
In the series from day one, The Culture, we actually ran down a series of crimes in the past year that actually followed this exact pattern, that followed this exact mode of action, right? The suspect met a victim, and within 24 hours of meeting the victim was dismembered, the victim was chopped up. And I even told you, I said that I don't believe that these are isolated incidents, right? If you follow the exact mode of crime, there's no way that they're all doing the exact same thing in the exact same way.
Zach and Cody. Yep. It did take a second to get R. Kelly, but you got to look at it like this. You got to look at it like, I'm gonna be so real, y'all. I told you I don't hold no punches. I go after everybody. I don't care about race. I care about whether you. I like folks over people, so I'm gonna always go after people. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna protect good folks because I navigate towards good folks of all walks of life. You don't have to worry about this type of stuff with good folks. But let me say this, right? I think it's kind of effed up that OJ got off. Michael Jackson got off. Now, we knew OJ was guilty. OJ came out, allegedly. OJ came out in his book and said it, though, but I'm going to still say allegedly to protect my channel and my brand. You know what I mean? Now, we knew Mike was a little Neverlandish type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So, plus you got little 27-year-old Emmanuel Lewis sitting in your lap. I mean, yeah, Lil Webster looked like a little kid, but that's a man. So I had some questions about Mike, and Mike got off. And then they go get R. Kelly. Man, y'all said what y'all want to say. I miss R. Kelly music. Give him a microphone and some beats while he locked up. Let that brother continue to make his music. You know what I'm saying? Let him continue to make his music. We could have, bruh. We 2-1. We could have been 3-0. We could have been 3-0 because that was going on forever, and those parents knew it too. Those parents are the bigger people. Listen, you got to lay the blame on the parents and the guardians. They're not paying attention. That's negligent behavior.
Like I said, when it comes to this demographic, they have a bunch of secret online communities, a bunch of online websites on the dark web that we don't know about, right? So to me, I believe that they were all connected, probably some online community of guys who target women. And the same way they share the illegal images and videos involving minors, they probably also share the photos and the videos of when they go out and commit these heinous, barbaric crimes, chopping folks up, chopping women up and things like that. I think this is like some type of like online community that these guys have going on because it's so many crimes, similar crimes that follow this exact mode of action. Within 24 hours of meeting somebody, they're already chopped up. That don't make no sense, bro. Remember Sade Robinson? Sade Robinson was not the only one that suffered that same fate. We talked about a series of different crimes in different states that followed that exact same pattern by the same demographic, right? I believe they were connected. I don't believe they were isolated incidents because the crimes were way too similar. They were way too similar, bro. Anyway.
There's only one demographic of people who does this, man. The most, who leads the way, convicted at a high rate. They like to holler 1350. Nah, let's talk about that 2977. 2977 is bigger than 1350 all day, which makes it a bigger problem. Now, don't get it twisted. We'll address our 1350, and we have. Yes, we make up 13%, but we are exonerated at 50% of all falsely accused crimes. Not convicted. We're arrested at 50% more, but not convicted, and we are exonerated at 50% more of falsely accused crimes. You know what I mean? What's up, nephew? What's up, Colonel Sanders? That's my nephew in the chat, y'all, Colonel Sanders.
Let's continue. Prosecutors say that the investigation also uncovered indications that he was targeting other minors as well, including a disturbing online conversation with another minor and the alleged discovery of illegal images involving a young child on his electronic devices. Currently, the suspect is being held in jail on a high bond as the federal prosecutors emphasize that this is not the end of the case. It is the next phase.
Okay, watch this. My nephew that's in the chat, his father has been my brother, my best friend since like 3rd grade. You know what I mean? That's why I tell y'all race don't matter. It's about good folks. And 1, 2, he's got 2. So my nephew has 2 sisters. Listen, you try that BS with my nieces, his sisters, my best friend daughters, and he spazzing out. Y'all gonna think he black. Y'all gonna think he black from the beating you gonna take. So I'm not saying it's all people. Y'all gonna think he black, then you got to take a beating from me too. What's up, Malou? Because you're messing with my nieces. You know what I mean? So it ain't about color. It's not about color. You know what I mean? It's not about color. It is about right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's about right and wrong, y'all.
They're still coming through the devices, the accounts, and the forensic evidence to determine exactly what happened from the moment that he picked her up and how quickly it escalated into homicidal violence. Now, let's continue. Next story. February 6th, last week, famous actor Timothy Busfield has been indicted by a grand jury for illegal activity involving minors.
Does anyone know that actor? And why does he look like he could be related to Harvey Weinstein? Does anyone know that actor?
Guy, a big deal. You know, Timothy Busfield, did he star in some like big TV shows or some big movies? But anyway, apparently, you know, he got caught up engaging in his cultural activities. Let's get into this story. Unfortunately, they're talking about Epstein, but like I say, man, these guys going down every single day for the Epstein activities. Let's get into it. Famous actor and director Timothy Busfield has been indicted on 4 counts of criminal illegal activity involving a minor, following a months-long investigation into allegations involving 2 child actors on the set of a TV series in Albuquerque. The case centers on alleged conduct that investigators say occurred between 2022 and 2024, while
Do y'all know him? Does anyone recognize him? Does anyone recognize this guy? Is he big time? And he's a little too old to be touching on car seats. Not carrying car seats, touching car seats. But again, it's one demographic of people. But yet they're so busy trying to save face and look like they're just the golden race, like they're just superior. And you're not. It's just you control everything, so you can hide everything and you can lie about everything. But the truth is always going to come to light. There's something that follows you. There's something about GUNs, young little humans, and war and all this racist stuff that these people are infatuated with. All right, Rebecca Davis says Timothy Busfield was in the most pop. I'm not gonna say that popular shoe called 30 something. Very big series back in the day. Would you ever imagine that he was doing this too back in the day? Would you ever imagine? That's what I said. They're right in our face. Music producers and executives, y'all. Pastors, y'all. Teachers, y'all. Policemen, y'all. Social workers, y'all. Make it make sense. Are they getting these jobs just to get close to their prey? Have to start asking some questions.
Field was directing episodes of the TV show. According to the court records, the parents of the two young minors reported concerns in November 2024 after their children referenced Uncle
Government
Tim
workers.
when asked whether anyone had touched them in a way that made them uncomfortable.
Hell, presidents. Hey, we name it all. Hey, presidents. You know what I'm saying? God, dog, man. Oh, he charged now.
At the time, the children initially described tickling on the stomach and the legs. The case was not pursued further then, but nearly a year later, in October 2025, one parent had contacted the Child Protective Services after one of their children reportedly disclosed to a counselor that the
Diddy was not charged with touching car seats. He was not charged with touching car seats. Let's get that right. Rebecca Davison, excuse me. He's married to Laura Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie, one of the most innocent and wholesome TV roles ever made. I bet she's beside herself. I bet she knew he was doing it. I bet she might be next. I bet you she might be next. Maybe they breathe evil. Could be.
suspect had touched his private areas and his butt while they were filming the show. Welcome to the culture, man. God damn, man. Anyway, let's continue. The other child later made similar statements to a pediatrician. The Safe House forensic interviews conducted on October 31st, 2025, detailed allegations that the suspect entered a bedroom set after scenes had wrapped and touched one of the children in a private area when the child was only 7 years old, and then again when they were 8 years old. The child told interviewers that he was afraid to...
7 years old. 8 years old. You can't make this up. And they want to come over here and talk noise to us? They want to holler black fatigue? $29.77 fatigue. $29.77 fatigue. Boy, y'all should be meeting at your local Aldi's, PetSmart. Y'all should be meeting at Starbucks. Y'all should be meeting in front of them burning crosses at night, talking about this. How are y'all going to repair your reputation? When are you going to stop this? You are shaming your culture. You're shaming your race. You're shaming your people. $29.77 fatigue, man. Put it in the comment box. Protect the children. Put it in the chat, y'all. Put it in the chat. Thank you, Flight Force. Thank you. Put it in the chat, man. We've got to start taking a stand. And the more we talk about this, the more we can make those group of people uncomfortable. Maybe they'll stop. Or maybe they'll show their true colors. And maybe we can get them where they need to be. Because I'm sick and tired of hearing these stories, y'all. I'm sick and tired of them trying to save face and act like we're the worst people, you know what I'm saying, since Epstein himself. And it's really them. It's really them. There's cases to where they are incarcerated for doing this to their own children. Husband and wife in on it, doing it to their children and animals. Let's not forget the animals. Let's not forget the animals. Got your pet dog over there like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on now.
because he was scared of the suspect. The second child made similar allegations. The police later interviewed the suspect, and according to court documents, he denied engaging in illegal activity, but he acknowledged that it wouldn't be uncommon in a playful environment
up,
to pick up or tickle the children. So, like I say, man, his culture. He told the authorities, "Listen, I didn't do anything wrong, but this is common. This is common behavior amongst us." He said, "Listen, it wouldn't be uncommon if we on a set with children, and I'm tickling them, and I'm picking them up, and I'm touching them. Welcome to the culture. You know how we do in the culture." That's what he told the authorities. He said, "Listen, it wouldn't be uncommon." That's his exact words. "Listen, I didn't do anything, but if I did, it wouldn't be uncommon." Like I say, man, welcome to the culture, man. Told the authorities, "Listen, you already know what time it is with us." Anyway, let's continue. Warner Brothers conducted an independent review after an anonymous hotline complaint alleged the suspect had kissed a minor in the trailer and behaved inappropriately on the TV set. But on January 9, 2026, the police obtained an arrest warrant charging the suspect with 2 counts of criminal activity involving a minor. He drove back to New Mexico and turned himself into the authorities on January 13th. Now, next story, February 11th. Today, a man who was embarrassed in front of...
Woof, woof, woof. Boy, K Cleaning came in here cooking, boy. K Cleaning came in here cooking this morning. Salute to K Cleaning. Y'all put K Cleaning, y'all put that in the chat. I'm finna read this sister comment. You know what I'm saying? Hello, they teach their own kids to run away. Hold on. They teach their own kids to run away from them and look for one of us. I tell y'all all the time, their children and women are safer around us than they are them. And these women and these children live with them. So who better to believe when they speak up about them. So Kay, you cooking. Get your pots out. You cooking. You cooking.
His friends shoots a stranger 9 times in the back. Let's get into this one. Welcome to the culture. A man in Oregon has been arrested after shooting an innocent civilian because he felt embarrassed and is now headed to prison. The suspect has been sentenced to 10 years behind bars after pleading guilty.
I told y'all they like them GUNs too. Didn't I tell y'all that? They like them DRUGSs too.
The first-degree manslaughter in the shooting death of a 45-year-old man. According to the authorities, the suspect was outside smoking with friends when the victim and 3 others arrived nearby. Surveillance footage shows the victim carrying what appeared to be a realistic handgun, later determined to be fake, tucked into his waistband. Police said the 2 men exchanged words. During the confrontation, the victim had slapped the suspect across the face. The prosecutors say that as the victim was walking away from the confrontation, the suspect stood up, pulled out a firearm, and fired 9 shots into his back. The victim was pronounced dead at the scene. On Monday, a judge sentenced the suspect to 10 years in prison, originally being charged with first-degree murder, but the judge dropped the charge as part of a plea deal for first-degree manslaughter. Next story.
10 years. And he got it dropped. Man, you know what they would have did to us? They would have opened the book, closed it, and threw it out our across the courtroom. Across the courtroom. God, 10 years, y'all. That's it. 10 years. 10 years. 10 years. He got 1 extra year more than rounds he, you know what I'm saying, let loose. 10 years. And they dropped the charge down to help him qualify for those 10 years. Man.
February 10th, yesterday, a Texas dad kills his own daughter after an argument about Trump. Now this guy right here.
This just happened February 10th, y'all. What is the date today? Somebody get me the date. Hell no. What's the date today? Today's just the 12th? You just took your daughter's life over the PDF himself? It didn't just say, did it? Did I just hear, did I hear that right? I couldn't have heard. No. It's right there. I think I heard it right. It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. Oh my Lord. See, I told y'all, these people condone this type of stuff. I bet you that daughter was like, "You're nasty, Dad. You support that guy and he did this and he did that and blah, blah, blah." And he was like, "Shut up." Next thing you know what I'm saying? He bring out the 9-iron or something and he start playing golf. Except he got the Obama, y'all. You know what I mean by the Obama. Brah, brah, brah. Yeah. His own daughter, y'all. His own daughter, y'all. But something wrong with us, though. I say, but something wrong with us, though. Hey, they putting crime bills out for us, though. They building jails and prisons for us, though. Man, this might be the reason they had to leave Europe in the first place.
Man, killed his own daughter because I guess, his daughter, I'm assuming his daughter is a liberal. And you know how these guys get. You remember what they said? They said, oh, the liberal white woman is the biggest threat to the country. The conservatives, they've been pushing that line recently.
They
we did a
do
video
say
about that. They've been saying the liberal white woman is a threat to national security. So I'm assuming that his daughter was a liberal. So I guess, due to the fact that they've been saying that this is the biggest threat to national security, he gunned down his own daughter, killed her, point blank range, shot her dead like an animal. Anyway, let's continue.
Hey, it's in the news, and that fool just came in. He's like, "Yeah, it's something wrong with you because you believe it." Fool, it's in the news. They are unaccountable. Anything that tells the truth about them and makes them look bad, man, they always got to try to defer. Why? God dang. Ain't nothing like being caught red-handed and you still try to play it off. Fool, don't you know you caught? Don't you know I can see you? God dang. It's in the news. This man say something wrong with me because I believe it. You right, Kate ain't delusional. Boy, them DRUGs good, boy. Hey, whatever they went and got from their D, boy, it worked. God, dog. And you can't make this stuff up, man.
Let's talk about the culture, man. Killing their own daughters because of President Trump, right? President Trump, who's all up in the Epstein files, shot down his own daughter on behalf of President Trump. And these guys are pathetic. Anyway, let's continue. Welcome to the culture. 23-year-old Lucy Harrison was shot and killed by her father at his home in Texas. According to witness testimony, the two had been arguing earlier in the day about Donald Trump and political issues. The victim, described as outspoken and passionate in her beliefs, challenged her father during the dispute with the pointed question about sexual.
Hey, it's still a class. No, let it stay. Hey, that's classic. They did that on purpose. They were the ones that came in here and called me Snoop Dogg from Temu. And they, bro, it was hilarious. Let them stay. Bring them back if you can, Manu. They all right. They all right. They all right.
Assault. When is
Yeah. He wasn't convicted, was he? That's called a setup. She got in trouble for that, not Kobe Bryant. Get your facts straight. Get your facts straight. Get your facts straight. See, trying to defer again. See, that's what I'm saying. Who can really be against protecting children? Who can really come in here and be against, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, are you serious? I told you they've been showing themselves, y'all. And this is guilt right here. This is guilt. A guilty pig will squeal, boy. A guilty dog will holler. This is guilt right here. That is white guilt. That is white guilt. I knew I was going to ruffle their feathers this morning. I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose. And them fools coming in here taking up for this. Taking up for it. Y'all nasty. You're nasty. I hope social services come remove all your children and take them to a good, loving, melanated family somewhere. Because this is disgusting. And if that's how y'all really think, and y'all going home kissing on your children, hey, baby, hey, how was your day? Come on, man. They are very problematic. Very problematic. That's sick. And that's why I chose to do this, because I've been watching these comments the past couple of days. Every time this comes up, I'm in the chat. I watch it. And I wish I had a Homeland Security button or something. I'll get y'all nasty, boy. I'm telling you. I'll get you. You better get on out of here. Because I'll take, man, I wish. I wish. So you saw that comment too, right, Malou? Y'all give me a second. This that phone call I was talking about, but I'm going to let this roll for a second.
said the exchange became emotionally charged. The father, who admitted to struggling with chronic alcoholism, had relapsed and consumed roughly 500 milliliters of wine the same morning of the shooting. Responding officers later reported smelling alcohol in his breath. So the father is an alcoholic Trump supporter, and I guess the daughter was basically calling into question, like, how could you support Donald Trump? You know, the sexual assault allegations. You have a daughter, you don't care about women, but the culture, they don't care about women and children. Like I say, man, you know what they get involved in. So the father was like, I don't care about you. I don't care about women and children. I'll shoot you dead, right? So that's what happened, right? That's what happened. The daughter was confronting her father about, you have a daughter. How could you support Trump? Don't you love me? Don't you want to protect me? And he shot her dead like an animal. And let's continue. Now, of course, he could have been drunk, could have been because of the alcohol. But at the end of the day, man, the alcohol brings out the truth in the individual, right? Alcohol takes off the mask. So that was his true self that killed his daughter at that time, right? Anyway, let's continue. The suspect had a documented history of alcohol abuse, including alcohol-related seizures that left him in a coma. So, goddamn, this guy's a real alcoholic in a coma because of the alcohol, having seizures because of the alcohol. Anyway, later that same afternoon, shortly before the victim was set to leave for the airport, her father took her into his bedroom where he kept a Glock 9mm handgun for self-defense. Within seconds, a gunshot rang out, and the victim had been shot in the chest and died at the scene. The suspect claimed that the weapon had discharged accidentally, stating that he did not realize it was loaded and could not recall whether his finger was on the trigger. However, a coroner later ruled that he knowingly pointed the gun at the chest and pulled the trigger, determining that the victim's death was an unlawful killing under gross negligence manslaughter standards. No criminal charges were filed after a grand jury declined to indict him. Now, time out. So this dude shot his daughter dead like an animal, and the grand jury in Texas didn't even press the issue. The grand jury in Texas didn't even pursue any criminal allegations, any criminal charges against him. They declined to indict him, so he got off scot-free. He got off scot-free because he said, listen, it was an accident. Listen, it just went off by accident. And they said, all right, bet, I'll take your word for it. These dudes, they go to Epstein Island committing atrocities against children, killing their daughters, getting off scot-free, no accountability, right? Like I say, man, that's why I say black fatigue was all about taking attention off themselves, deflecting onto themselves, because these guys are allergic to accountability. How you kill your own daughter, point blank range, shoot your daughter dead in the chest, and the grand jury don't even indict you for it, bro, down in Texas. Man, that's a crazy precedent to set. You can shoot somebody dead like an animal, kill your own children, and get off scot-free. Crazy, man, crazy. And keep in mind, the only reason he did that was because they got into an argument about President Trump. So she was probably saying, typical liberal white woman, rhetoric, and then he was going off and he just, he was drunk and he just pulled out the weapon and just started busting. Anyway, let's continue. Next story, February 10th, yesterday, a mayor and a Baptist minister has been arrested for illegal images and videos involving minors. Now, like I say, man, the pillars of the community always going down every single day for the most demonic activity. Now we have the Baptist ministers and the mayor going down for the illegal images and videos involving the minors. Let's get into it, man. Like I say, man, all levels of society. How you think Epstein came about? You think Epstein came out of nowhere? You heard the white woman at the beginning of the video. You know, Epstein is not the first in his line of work, right? Epsteins have been around for centuries in this culture. You know, Epstein simply just filled in a role that's always been active in this community, right? And don't think just because Epstein passed away, don't think that nobody else stepped in to fill in that same role. Trust me, that position is not vacant. In this culture, it's never going to be vacant. It's always going to be consumers. The demand in the market is always going to be present. When it comes to the culture, so, you know, certain activities are omnipresent. Anyway, let's continue. Let's get into this story. The mayor and the Baptist minister going after the minors. Let's go. A former Texas mayor and a Baptist minister has been arrested on charges involving illegal images and videos involving minors. Suspect William Robbins, the former mayor of Fritch, Texas, was arrested in Amarillo and is facing a charge of solicitation of possession with intent to promote illegal images and videos involving minors. According to court documents, investigators allege that the suspect attempted to induce a girl under the age of 17 to take illegal photos and videos of herself and kept them stored on her phone. The allegations center on him allegedly encouraging the creation and possession of illegal images and videos involving minors. The suspect's attorney entered a plea of not guilty and waived his right to a pretrial arraignment. The suspect was elected mayor of the town of Fritch, Texas, back in May 2022, and previously served as the town's alderman for 4 years. His LinkedIn profile also lists him serving as a senior pastor at Pleasant Valley Baptist Church. Man, the culture is out of control, man. So many pastors, so many law enforcement officials, so many government officials have been caught up in these illegal activities. After a while, man, pattern recognition takes over, and we have to have some serious conversations in the community. Anyway, let's continue. Next story. Next story, February 10th, yesterday. A mother is accused of injecting feces into her child's IV at the hospital. Man, welcome to the culture. Like I say, man, on the culture, you hear scenarios and stories you have never heard before in your life. Mothers putting feces in the child's IVs. Let's get into it. A mother from Ohio has been charged after hospital staff allegedly caught her injecting a foreign substance believed to be feces into her child's IV line. Suspect Tiffany LeSueur is facing a charge of child endangerment following an incident that reportedly occurred inside a hospital room on February 6th last week. According to a criminal complaint, the medical staff observed the suspect injecting a foreign substance into the child's IV. 2 days later, on February 8th, the hospital staff again witnessed her injecting what they believed to be feces into the IVs. At that point, authorities were contacted. Investigators say surveillance footage from the child's hospital room showed the suspect entering the bathroom with a cup, then returning and placing what appeared to be fecal matter into a syringe before injecting it into the IV line connected to the child's left hand. The suspect was arrested and charged with child endangerment. During her court appearance, a judge ordered that she has no unsupervised contact with minors as part of her bail conditions. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for February 19th. The case remains under investigation. Let's continue. Man, welcome to the culture, man. Welcome to the culture. Injecting feces into your child's bloodstream. I don't even understand this culture. Let's continue. February 11th, today, an 85-year-old Swiss national has been arrested for defiling a 15-year-old girl in Watamu, Kenya. Let's get into it, man. We have these guys going to the continent. You know, they're always talking about immigration and immigrants coming to their country. But look what they do when they come to our countries. They stay sending their worst of the worst to our countries, bro. They don't send their best. They never send their best to our countries. They send the scum of the earth to our countries. You know, 85 years old, chasing after little girls, bro. Like, it's got to be culture, bro. It's got to be culture. It's got to be culture, man. Let's continue. An 85-year-old man has been arrested in Kenya in connection with alleged illegal activity involving minors. The police say that suspect Gisler Johan was taken into custody after officers found him inside a villa with a 15-year-old minor who had been reported missing by her parents. Man, so the kids going missing in Africa, getting caught with 85-year-old white men.
Have y'all heard enough? Do we need to protect these children? Have y'all heard enough? Huh? Do we need to protect these children? Hey, y'all, we ain't gonna let K slip through our hands, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Y'all know what time it is. Y'all welcome K to the tribe, man. We ain't gonna let K slip through our hands. K, that means you obligated to hit that like button, subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be here because you got to put in work. You got to get the truth out there. You know what I'm saying? You have a rational mind. You know what I'm saying? The world can use good folks. I know I can use good folks. So welcome to the tribe, K. Welcome to the tribe.
According to a statement from Kenya's Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the case began when the girl's parents alerted the authorities that she could not be found. After initial search efforts proved unsuccessful, members of the public reportedly tipped off police that a foreign national had been seen with a minor at a villa. Officers responded to the location and discovered Johan inside the residence with the minor. He was immediately detained and the girl was escorted to the hospital for a medical investigation. He remains in custody and is undergoing...
And they come in here acting all crazy because we're talking about this and addressing it. Because we're talking about this and addressing it. And you're going to get that one fool that's going to come up here and say, per capita, per capita. Watch. Watch. They always try to save face. They can never talk about them. About them. We all hear Nick Fuentes. We all hear Tim Pool. We all hear Steven Crowder. We all hear Stephen Walsh. We all hear Benny Johnson. We hear these fools. We hear these fools. But why won't they address this? Because if you address this, then you're pretty much handling two problems at once. You're taking care of the PDFs and you're saving children. You're saving children. You're taking care of two problems at once. We see this going on since slavery up until now. Your own damn sitting president. Your own damn sitting president. Brett Kavanaugh, who was appointed as a Supreme Court justice, if y'all remember. He went in with allegations against him. I think her name was Catherine Ford or something like that, if I remember correctly. And he's a Supreme Court justice right now. Right now. And you mean to tell me there's only a female serving time right now? There's only a female serving time. And they come in here and they act like this when we bring this stuff up. That's a guilty conscience to me. If I knew where they lived, if I knew where they worked, I would be doing a wellness check on their children.
Processing ahead of his arraignment. Next story. A man breaks his girlfriend's eye socket after he became angry because someone gave her a compliment.
Of course, those allegations were unfounded. Look who was in office. Look who controlled the government. Look who gave him the go-ahead to be a Supreme Court marshal. You think that was going to come out? You think they're going to let the truth out?
Get into this story. Welcome to the culture, man. Your girl can't even get a compliment in the culture. You're going to break her eye socket. Hey, well, let's continue. A suspect down in Georgia is facing prison time after brutally attacking his girlfriend during a trip to Florida, all because another man gave her a compliment in his presence. Suspect Anthony Worley was convicted of aggravated battery, domestic battery by strangulation, and false imprisonment.
Listen, man. Listen. If y'all trying to protect the children the way I'm protecting the children or trying to protect the children, you know what I mean? They say if you see something, say something. Y'all hit that like button. If you're for the children, hit that like button because it's going to move this conversation through the algorithm. And there's other parents who need to be held accountable. There's other people who need to hear this. These children need somebody fighting for them. When your government is against them, when the parents are against them, when society are against them, and when they are against themselves because they're not getting the attention that they need, somebody got to speak up for the children because we are getting old. We have to pass the torch to these traumatized ass children. And that's why you're getting what you're getting now. Y'all saw the Super Bowl show. Y'all know the agenda. That's why you're getting what you're getting now.
Following a violent incident at the Lagoon Motel in Florida. Prosecutors say that the couple had been drinking and scouting the area. At some point, another man gave an unsolicited compliment to his girlfriend. This interaction reportedly angered the suspect. According to trial testimony, the argument escalated after the victim told him that she was going to go back to Georgia. The suspect then allegedly began repeatedly punching the victim and broke her nose and her eye socket. He also smothered her with a pillow and reportedly waved a gun at her, telling her, "I got a bullet for you and a bullet for me." The motel guest heard the woman screaming, "Help me," and "I'm trying to leave." A Good Samaritan witnessed the suspect holding her by the arm and the neck as she attempted to escape. When she tried to run from the room, the prosecutors say that the suspect dragged her back inside the room. The paramedics transported the woman to the hospital, where she underwent emergency surgery to repair the severe facial fractures. The jurors convicted the suspect after 1 hour of deliberations. Goddamn, man. Can't even give compliments to women in the culture, or their boyfriend gonna break their eye socket. Anyway, let's continue. Next story, February 9th.
Think about it. He didn't take his frustrations out on the man. He waited till he got back in privacy with the woman and took it out on the woman, y'all. Why not take it on the man that you thought disrespected you while you were out with your woman? Is it because that man could meet your energy? Huh? That woman's a little bit weaker, so you kind of can assure yourself a victory there? You're going to put fear in her? Instead of addressing the man who disrespected you and gave her an innocent comment? Some man. Let's go.
Dave, a fire captain has been arrested after committing illegal acts against minors for more than 2 decades.
Y'all heard it right. A fire captain. A fire captain. A fire captain. You right, Malou. A real man would have put him in the hospital. They're not having these conversations. Y'all in here every time I go live. Y'all see what they putting in this chat. Y'all see the racist stuff they come with. Do y'all see those trolls now? Are they saying anything now? Y'all should know. I watch the chat. I'm going to get you. By watching the chat, that's how I come up with my content, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm a content creator. Thank you for creating my content. Real talk. Where them haters at now? Where are those snippet remarks at now? Where are all the racist remarks now? Where are all the trolls now? Where are all the racists? Where? No one can save face. They won't have this conversation, y'all. They won't have this conversation. They don't like it when you come with receipts. They don't like it. They don't like it. Let's get those likes up, please. Lots of people that came through here. You know, let's get those likes up, please, and thank you. Please, I'm working. This is what I do for a living. I am monetized. This is my job. I'm up early every morning, y'all. Up early every morning, y'all. I'm working. I'm working. I'm working.
Decades, according to the prosecutors. Man, the mayor, the Baptist minister, now we have the fire captain committing illegal acts for over 20 years, man. They talking about Epstein. But man, like I'm telling you, Epstein is only the tip of the iceberg, man. Epstein is just the scapegoat. But if we really examine the culture, you'll see this entire culture is filled with Epstein from top to bottom. Anyway, let's continue. A California fire captain is facing decades behind bars after being charged with multiple felony counts involving illegal activity involving minors. Suspect Christopher Ramstad, a captain with the Pasadena Fire Department, has been charged with 9 counts of committing lewd acts involving children under the age of 14. Prosecutors allege that the crimes involved at least 3 victims and spanned more than 20 years, starting back in March 2003. Man, crazy. Crazy, bro. Starting back in March 2003 up until July 2025. Man, veteran offender when it comes to the illegal activity involving the minors. According to the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office, the suspect was arrested and has pled not guilty. But if convicted,
2977, y'all. 2977, y'all. 2977, y'all. They always want to holler 1350. They always want to talk about us crying victim, being racist grifters. Where they at now? Huh? Where them bicycle seat sniffers at now, y'all? Where are those bicycle seat sniffers at now, y'all? Huh? Come on, y'all. Thank you for putting my cash app up there. Thank you, Malu. Thank you. I appreciate that. And that's just a way of getting better equipment. And like I said, I want to hold rifles and stuff, but I can't do any of this stuff unless we can actually get money poured back into the platform. You know what I mean? I spend all I can just to do what I'm doing. But thank you, Malu. I appreciate that. That's generous.
he faces a potential sentence of 135 years to life in state prison. He is currently being held without bail. Authorities say the alleged crimes occurred while the suspect was off duty. He was hired by the fire department back in 2005 and promoted to fire captain in 2016. The city confirmed that he has been placed on leave pending the outcome of the investigation. The prosecutors believe that there may be additional victims and are urging anyone with information to contact the authorities. Next story, February 10th. Yesterday, a man stabbed his friend with benefits 22 times after she talked to another man and then texted her daughter to tell her what he had did. So his friends with benefits, just a little, little girl he was smashing, just having some fun with, stabbed her 22 times because she was talking to other men. Let's get into it, man. We have the other guy, breaking an eye socket because the dude gave her a compliment. We have this guy stabbing her over 20 times because she was talking to other men, even though they were not even in a relationship. Anyway, let's continue. A suspect in Wisconsin is facing murder.
Sounds controlling to me. Sounds controlling to me. And it fits the narrative of someone who always wants to be in control. A demographic of people who has to have control so that they can always control the narrative, control the history, control the education, control the lies, control the internet, control the people, control the religion. Come on, man. Yeah. They're terrorists. They're domestic freaking terrorists, man. They are domestic damn terrorists. Where's Homeland Security when you need them? Man, listen, at this point, you know what I'm saying? Down that per capita stuff. You know what I'm saying? If there's children coming up missing, man, we need to be knocking on a specific demographic of doors. Every time a child come up missing. Hi, we just want to ask you some questions. And we already got a search warrant signed by a judge because, 2977. You fit the description of. Ain't that what they tell us? Ain't that what they tell us? You fit the description. You fit the description of.
Murder charges after stabbing a woman 22 times when she tried to leave the apartment. Suspect Mal Dukic was arrested
Let's
in
get
Milwaukee,
those lights
Wisconsin
up,
after the
please.
authorities
We
responded to
working.
the apartment
We
that he
working.
shared with 44-year-old Amanda Varisco. Officers say that the suspect let them inside, where they found the victim lying on the floor unconscious and not breathing. An officer attempted CPR, but she was pronounced dead at the scene. According to the criminal complaint, the victim's daughter received text messages from the suspect stating that he had killed her mother. In the text message, he claimed that the victim was being disrespectful and was speaking to another man on the phone. He later texted that, "I think she is dead." The daughter and her boyfriend rushed to the apartment after calling 911. When they tried to get inside, the suspect told them, "I already told you she's gone. I'm not letting you in." According to the detectives, the suspect admitted that the two had argued after he saw that the victim was on the phone with another man and believed that she was planning to go see the other man. He allegedly punched her with a closed fist until she was unconscious and then retrieved a knife and stabbed her 22 times in the chest and the torso. According to the medical examiner,
I can't even listen to this no more, y'all. I can't listen to this. How much more proof do we need? Huh? Where are all those haters now? There's no way that everyone in here right now are moderators. Notice they're quiet. They're not saying anything. Anything. If I was talking about anything else, let it be reparations, y'all. Y'all know what it'll be up in here in the chat. You know what it'll be. You know what it'll be. You've seen it. Malou, you definitely know. Now in the current, you know. Money Mike, you know. If we was talking about reparations, if we were talking about slavery, if we was talking about any of that stuff, oh man. Oh man. Listen, man. Y'all gaudy fingers be catching arthritic cramps right now. You know what I'm saying? Arthritic cramps right now. But since it's this, look, they can't save face. They ain't got nothing to say. They won't even come out of the shadows, y'all. Huh? They won't even come out of the shadows. Don't even need no sunscreen today. They don't plan on coming out of the shadows. Real talk, y'all. I ain't gonna listen to no more of this, and I don't want to end this live. So you know what's gonna happen? Y'all finna ride with me while I go pick up brother in the cut from dialysis, and we gonna continue this conversation. If I lose, if I lose service, my apologies ahead of time. You know what I mean? But I don't want to stop this conversation, y'all. I don't want to stop this conversation. We ain't gonna take the power away from this conversation. We not gonna do that. We not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. This is disgusting, y'all. It's absolutely absurd. Children. And I had a piece I wanted to play for y'all, you know, about the Super Bowl, but I think I could play that in the truck for you using my other phone. You know what I mean? I think I could play that in the whip using my other phone. But we have to address this. If we say we're going to be real about something, then let's be real about it. Let's tell the truth about it. Don't run and hide when the conversation is about you, because we can't run and hide, and y'all always make the conversation about us. It's always about us, what we do. Y'all locking your doors when we walk by. We ought to be clutching on our children a little tighter when y'all walk by. Real talk. Real talk. That's nasty. That's nasty. That's nasty. What if all of Europe is like that, y'all? Have you ever thought about that? What if all of Europe is like this? What if this is the culture in Europe and all these other, you know what I'm saying, white nations, European nations? What if this is the culture? What if this is their Jesus, their God, what they believe in, y'all? What if, man? Just what if? I know that's a long shot, but this behavior seems a little too addicting and a little too cultural. This is lineage right here we're talking about. This is lineage, y'all. How many cases do you need to see? Huh? How many children got to come up missing? Y'all got full-grown victims now on TV. On TV, telling you what these people did to you. Telling you what they did. And you don't believe them either. They can't get no justice because we're talking about white men. Because we're talking about white men. But these was black men we're talking about. Oh, we be there ain't no innocent to proven guilty. It's guilty to proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest about it. Let's be honest about it. It's guilty to proven innocent. And we don't get the ability to prove ourselves innocent. How is this behavior still running rampant, you know what I'm saying, in this country? And one gets locked up. Real talk. I'm gonna make nothing off of this because I am keeping it real. Right. And if, who the hell? Seven and 8-year-olds, y'all. Are you kidding me, man? 85-year-old white man. You know what I'm saying? With a Viagra prescription. And can't even find you can't at least find a 65-year-old woman? Hell, a 55-year-old woman that's looking for some social security that you can provide? You know what I'm saying? Let your nastiness at least be a benefit to her. Real talk. Real talk. This is crazy, man. It's crazy. It is crazy. And they act like it's a normal freaking behavior, y'all. Normal behavior. This is normal. This is normal. Where they come from, how they live, how they get it, this is normal. I think they only give birth to children to do this to children. Some of them, not all of them. The white people, I think they do it on purpose. The white folks, they would never be down for nothing like that. The white folks would be joining us in these conversations because they're tired of evil, demonic, sick, sadistic, twisted, perverted white men. Trust them to go home with you. That's what they need to do. That's what they need to do. As soon as I get where I can read these comments, y'all, I will. Just let me get where I'm going. I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm not ignoring anyone. You know what I mean? But it's sad at this point, man. It's sad. And y'all ain't saw none of those racist comments today. You saw none of those perverted comments today. Where's the racists today? Huh? Where's the demographic of people we're talking about? Because normally they rear their ugly faces in here every day with snippet comments. Every day. All they got to see is Mr. Uncut Consciousness is going live. That's all they got to see. And they wake up with it, y'all. Where is it now? Where is it now? Let's get those likes up, please. This is a real conversation. This is a real conversation. Let's get those likes up, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have children. Y'all have nephews and nieces. You know what I'm saying? And some of y'all have been violated like this as children. Let's tell the truth. Let's tell the truth about it. You know what I'm saying? Let's tell the truth about it. Some of this done happened to y'all as children. I done been through it as a child by a female cousin. That's why I started doing the grown folk thing late. I had a younger female cousin do it to me. It took me a minute to get over that. What's going on here? I wasn't raised like this. You nasty. It took me a minute, y'all. Huh? It took me a minute. So it happens to guys too. You know what I'm saying? It happens to guys too. It happens to guys too. We just don't speak up as much because our minds tell us, why are we going to complain? We got something out of it. Look, at least we got us some. That's how men think. But to a child, to a little boy, they don't think like that, man. They don't think like that. You're robbing somebody of their innocence. You're destroying somebody. We talking about LGBTQ and all this stuff. That could be the very reason they grew up being part of that community because of what the hell you did to them when they was babies, when they were defenseless. When they were defenseless. Come on, people, man. This is... y'all know I get passionate, man. Y'all know I get passionate, man. Y'all know I get passionate. Anybody who follow me know I get passionate, man. I can't be the only one. We can't be the only people in this world with common sense. We can't be. There's no way that these people don't know that they are doing wrong. Right. Loads of them LGBTQs have been abused. Yes. Yes. That's why I always say people aren't born that way. That's a choice because you never know what the hell those people went through or what they endured to make them decide to go that route. You know what I'm saying? To make them decide to go that route. Saying that somebody came in this world, LGBTQ mentality, is just like saying somebody can be born racist, and it can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. It's life experiences, man. Even stuff like depression, man. You know what I'm saying? It's those experiences. It's what you go through. It's what you go through. Let's get the likes up, kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get the likes up, brothers and sisters. We working, y'all. We working. This is what we do. This is what we do. This is definitely what we do right here, man. But this is it's a tragedy if you ask me, man. It's a tragedy. It's diabolical. It's diabolical. I like that too. We gonna get rid of. You know what? Today we are officially divorcing the term queen, king, and queen, and we are going to emperor and empress, emperor and empress. You know what I mean? We going to it. We going to it. I like it. I like what's going on. I like the movement, y'all. I like what's going on. See, I told y'all I like good folks. I see what's going on. I see what's going on. Good job, Kip, too. That's what I'm talking about, Malou. I see what's going on. I see it. Yeah. I like that. Empress and emperor. I like that, empress and emperor. I like that. I like that. Huh? I like that. The royalty tribe. I like that. I like that. That's power right there. You know I'm all about that self-empowerment. I like that. I like that. Well, we spend so much time calling each other out of our names and calling each other by the N-word and identifying what they want to identify by. Listen, man, I embrace that empowerment when I see my people doing that right there, man. That's a start. That's a start. That's a start right there. That is a beginning. I like that, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? I like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you lead by example. And somebody saw that exchange between y'all. And watch, you're going to see that word passed around a lot in the chat now. Watch you start saying emperor and empress. Because somebody saw what y'all just did. So respect and love and salute to both of y'all, man. One time, both of y'all, man. I like that. I like that. Heck yeah, I like that, man. I like that. Real talk. Oh, man, I can't get over this with these babies, man. Can't get over this about these kids, man. About these kids, man. And it's like somebody's letting it happen. Everybody know what's happening. And everybody know who's doing it. Y'all like got ice all over the place. Y'all need to have, man. Whew, y'all need to have your local sheriffs and police and all of that all over the place. I think this whoever driving this van in front of me is intoxicated, y'all. They swerving. They are swerving bad. Don't go into that next lane, homie. I'm finna get ready to park here shortly, y'all. Probably about the next 2 minutes, if that. If that. We can get into these comments. Get into these comments. I don't want to talk about that, y'all. They don't want to talk about that. Look at all the love in the chat, man. Look, even if the world was like this, y'all, we would have nothing to complain about. We would have nothing to complain about. If the world was like our platform, like our tribe, what would we have to complain about? Huh? Emperors? Huh? Empress? Huh? What would we have to complain about, y'all? NADT. Not a damn thing. Not a thing, y'all. Yeah, my truck like that Juvie song, bro. I got to back that ass up. You know what I'm saying? I got a long bed. Gotta back that ass up. Right, nothing, because we would have everything. Everything. Everything, y'all. It's terrible. And no one wants to have that conversation. Somebody snuck a gift by me. I don't know who did that, but thank you to whoever sent the dollar gift right there. If y'all know who sent that dollar gift, put their name in the chat, please. I like for people to be recognized when they do random acts of kindness like that, because they didn't have to do it. If y'all know who did that, please put their name in the chat. Let's recognize them, y'all. Y'all gonna leave me stuck on these likes like this, man? Y'all gonna leave me stuck on these likes like this, man? We can't run these likes up. Real conversations. We kick it every day, man. Real sugar honey iced tea. You know what I'm saying? Real sugar honey iced tea. Let's get in these comments. Let's get in these comments. I'm gonna go back up. All right. The now the current says, man, woman, and child must all fight to remain diligent. Hey, Ashe. Kip 234. I'm proud to belong to this family. Is what you need. Hey, I'm proud to have you. I'm proud that we are family. I'm proud that we are a family of good folks, man. Open minds and intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Malou, the noun of yes. The noun, yes, 100. Malou also said, y'all like the live. Share to support the channel. Subscribe for more. Hit the notification bell. You know what I'm saying? To catch another live. Kip2 says, give us cat celebration. Give us cat celebration. Give us cat celebration. Ladies and motherfucking gentlemen, all I'm saying today is it is real inappropriate for you nasty, perverted, little alien-faced little mother to be around here touching on these children. Now, at what point do we tell the world we are tired of seeing you touch on these damn children? A child ain't safe. Can't go to the playground no more. No, because daddy gonna touch on them. Can't run and tell mama, because mama gonna run and touch on them too. Who can the children talk to, y'all? My voice a little dry right now, so I can't do it 100. You know what I'm saying? I can't do it 100. Man, something like it's on fire around here, man. Something like it's burning. Something like it's burning, y'all. They go brother in the cut walking up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit. Make sure you all hit that like button. Says Money Mike. Malou says, for nothing, because we will have everything. And Kip2 says, what a job. Malou says, y'all, if you like to support Mr. Uncut Consciousness, the channel, his cash app is $ Mr. Uncut Consciousness. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. What up, brother in the cut? All right, all right. All right, let's get that thumbs up. Oh, we got 30, y'all. We got 30. Thanks to you that just supported the channel. All right, who dropped that, y'all? Who dropped that, y'all? Uh-oh, I see some flirtation going on in here. Turtle P say, hey, at Wifey Show. Wifey Show say, hello. Is this a love connection, y'all? What's going on up in here? All right, then now in the current says, I love Malou. She is amazing for Mars Squad and this channel. Proud of her. Proud of you all. One love, one time. Yeah. I like that. Welcome to the live, says Malou. Johnny Walker. It was Demondre that sent you the gift. Put him in it. Oh, Demond. Demond always do that. Hey, thank you, Demond. Y'all put Demond in there, man. Demond always do that. Demond always do that. You my elder brother. You're my mentor, sir. Me, a mentor? Nah, we mentoring each other. We gonna grow together. But I done learned a lot from you too, so you my mentor too. I guess we just gonna mentor each other. Thank you, Damon. Thank you, Damon. Long live the tribe, y'all. We got brother in the cut in the house, y'all. Brother in the cut. You all right, brother in the cut?
What's up? What's up?
How you feeling, brother in the cut?
Best I can on these days.
I feel you, man. I'm finna get you home. You could power up. You know what I'm saying? But I want to let the people say hello to you. You know what I'm saying? Brother in the cut, y'all.
Yo, how's everybody doing?
We talking about this 2977 thing again, bro. We found more cases, more nasty people doing some nasty things to these car seats, bro.
Are you surprised?
No. And that should be a problem, too. See? It's so normal we're not surprised, bro.
I'm just saying.
It's so normal we're not surprised. That's problematic by itself.
Yeah, definitely.
Damn.
Definitely. And they running around here persecuting everybody for the slightest little thing they do. And they're committing capital crimes.
Mm-hmm. Absolute worst. Absolute worst. Say hello, brother in the cut.
How's everybody doing, man? On this blessed day?
Just picking brother in the cut up from dialysis, man. Y'all know it beats your body up when you go through dialysis, man. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get him on some organic regimens, and we gonna get him right, y'all. We gonna get him right. That's how we gonna do it. Anything you want to tell the people, man? Anything you want to address to the people? What did you think about that halftime show? Let's get into that. I know you heard about it.
There was a show about unity. No matter what language it was in, it was done by an American, and the man was just bringing back. He was just showing how history was. Well, they don't like that.
They showed some of the lyrics in English, and had he said that in English, it would have been a problem.
Well,
you know who Bad Bunny is, right? Okay. Some of the things that they translated last night that he had said, disgusting.
What?
Disgusting. So thank God he said it in another language. But I did hear there was good parts of it that brought people together. And I also heard there was perverted parts of it where you had grown men dancing on each other like no grown men should be dancing on each other. So there was an agenda to be pushed. Now, why am I bringing that up? Let me sit here and get right. Why am I bringing that up? For this reason right here, y'all. Y'all hold on a sec. Y'all hold on. I'm glad I ain't in traffic. Hold on. Womanism. For shizzle, my nizzle. Y'all hold on. Womanism. I guess I gotta take the headphones off for y'all to hear it too. Earpiece, whatever you call these things. But let me show you something. I need y'all to hear something. I'm not in the road, so be safe. I need y'all to hear something. Yeah. Here we go right here. Went right to it. I need y'all to hear something. Bro, you think you can hold that close to that phone? I'm gonna skip that commercial.
Now that we've seen the ritual unfold on the Super Bowl stage, we have to ask, why him? Why was Bad Bunny chosen to be the face of this specific moment?
Yo, what's happening? Your boy Pop Up back with another video. Today's video is sponsored by Ubuntu Apparel. Quack.
Shout out to Papa Duck.
We ain't got no problem doing it. I'm in the field. For real. In the city called Get It How You Live.
This has a very specific meaning behind it. Now, I want to warn you, some of this stuff is a code mumbo jumbo, but I'm going to simplify it for us normal folk. All of this is connected to something called the rebus. In alchemy, there's a ritual called the Great Work, or the Magnum Opus, which results in the creation of the rebus, what they call a divine being that has conquered duality by merging the masculine and feminine into one body. Basically, a person who becomes gender neutral. When you see Bad Bunny in full drag in his Yo Perreo Sola video, or acting as his own female counterpart in his other videos, he isn't just playing dress up. He is embodying the alchemic archetype of what they call the divine hermaphrodite. He is signaling to those who know the code that he has completed his ascension and activated his divine spark. But
now, people been hitting me up about speaking about this whole Super Bowl halftime thing. And I'm going to just jump right into it. So I'm just warning y'all now, we're going to jump into it. First of all, sports is fake. It's all about control and money. Once Vegas makes the call and all the bets are in, that's when you'll know who's going to win the game. Whether it's hockey, baseball, it doesn't fucking matter.
Wait a minute. Did I just see somebody say nobody gave an F about the kids when Biden was in office? Why does it matter what white pervert is in office to give a damn about an innocent child? Y'all are some sick-minded people. Y'all are divided. How does party affiliation justify the indecency and exposure of innocent damn children? What the hell wrong with y'all? What the hell is wrong? They are really this damn sick, y'all. They are really this damn sick. Where the hell were they when I had the content plan?
It don't matter who was in office. It's still the same sick individuals doing the same sick stuff.
Exactly. He was a sick individual in office his damn self. What the hell does that matter? What sense did that make? None. And you know, you're a Trumper, evidently. And you know Trump got these charges. And you know Trump all in these files. So you gonna come in here and try to throw Biden in the mix? Really? But if y'all don't take Trump penis out of y'all mouth, you are a boy, Damon. Hell wrong with you? God dang.
Trump can take off his diaper and serve you a bowl of shit soup.
Damn. They really do. See, y'all need to go back to where y'all used to having kings and queens. That's why it's so easy for y'all to call that damn man a king. Because y'all come from where y'all have kings and queens. You know what I'm saying? And popes and Vaticans who do this type of nasty stuff. You need to return back to your lost world. We don't do that type of stuff over here in the land of the indigenous. That ain't what we do. We protect our children. We don't do that to our children. You might have to go outside their head sometimes. They start acting a little too grown and talking slick to you. But you ain't. No, man. You really just came in here and tried to throw that in here? Boy, y'all got it bad, boy. Y'all got it bad. I hope Homeland Security show up to your front. I hope the guidance counselor call your kid down to the school right now, down to the office, and just start checking them. You know what I'm saying? For real. Boy, let me find out how to hack y'all and find out y'all information. And I'm calling Homeland Security, Child Protection Services. I'm calling everybody but Trump. Because if I call Trump, him and his team gonna come, and y'all know it's gonna be more kids missing, allegedly. So I ain't gonna call. I ain't gonna do that to the babies. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna do that to them. That don't make no sense, man. That makes no sense. Bro, it was all good until I saw that comment. Myself return back to this Super Bowl, man. Let's talk about this Super Bowl a little bit.
That's when you'll know who's going to win the game. Whether it's hockey, baseball, it doesn't fucking matter. It has nothing to do with a ring, trophy, or legacy. This shit is about money because money is control. Now, to speak about Bad Bunny. First of all, you will not make it to a stage that big without serving their purpose. They don't give a fuck how good your music is. They don't give a fuck how you look. All they care about is, can they use you to help spread their agendas?
Shop your new mattress,
And
your
get those
way
likes
at
up,
Ashley.
emperors and empress.
Browse our wide selection online from the comfort of your home. Or come in and see what feels good at one
Get
of
the
our
likes up,
conveniently
please. Get the likes up, please.
To help spread their agendas. I don't want to repeat some of the words that were used in the songs last night, but below you can see for yourselves. And I'm not sure why this is acceptable, whether it's in Spanish, in English, in Italian, in French. This is unacceptable, in my opinion. Children were watching the game last night, and if these words were spoken in English, they would never be allowed to air. So just because they're in a different language, somehow it's acceptable. Now, if you don't know much about Bad Bunny, Bad Bunny is no different.
He wasn't
than
saying
Black
good stuff.
People's
That's why he didn't say it in
Nas
English.
X. They're going to use a Latino person, a black person, a white person.
And them
whatever
Latinos
fucking
knew what he
culture
was
there
saying, but they
is.
were just so
We're just
wrapped up
talking
in
about
seeing their
Bad Bunny
culture,
right now.
they
They're
ignore
going
it.
to use Bad Bunny to spread their agenda. And if you pay attention, it was a whole bunch of demonic shit that went on in that performance. Him sitting on the square, him being surrounded by those 6 people, which is the Star of David, sitting on the square, falling through the roof. And not only that, we all know, well, most of y'all may not know, but Bad Bunny, he dressed like women. He a cross-dresser. He kissed men. He do all this crazy shit. Same as Lil Nas X. They're going to use people like that who don't give a fuck about their own culture. Let's keep it a buck. They're going to use these people to exploit and to spread their agendas. And at the end of the day, we all have one common enemy. These same people that are paying him fake money, paying Lil Nas X fake money, and any other entertainer or actor or whoever the fuck who's going to exploit their own people for their personal gains, you're going to see at the very end, they was all being used. They used the KKK. KKK was used. They use any and everybody to spread their agenda. This world is ran by 13 families. We're talking over $570 trillion. So when you look at this Bad Bunny performance, it's well beyond most people's comprehension. Yeah, it's cool to be, represent your flag and your culture and all this shit, but it's fucked up of the message they're spreading. We're participating in our own demise, like I tell y'all, and we don't even know it. You're confusing the genders. They don't want us to procreate no more, but they're continuing to. If you see what the Jewish people are doing, they're having 15 and 16 and fucking 20 babies. I'm gonna do a whole nother video about that, on how they're populating, because they're like 2% of the world's population, but they own everything. They just outnumber. So what they do, they promote for us to not have sex and not procreate, make it hard for us to have sex, put shit in our food, because their food is different than our food.
Watch what
If you get a Coca-Cola bottle with the yellow cap, that's for Jewish people. Why? It has different ingredients. Why do they eat kosher foods? Because it's better. And they feed us the bullshit. This is why Five Guys is one of the franchises that's so fucking expensive.
And Five Guys is expensive.
They even got special labels on canned foods that lets them know this is kosher. This is not. Why do you think they put all this shit in our food? Why do you think men are all of a sudden becoming erectile dysfunction? Women can't have kids. It's a way bigger plot than most people could see, because they're so caught up on, oh, that's my flag, that's my country. Them people don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about your flag. They don't give a fuck about me. All they care about is spreading their agenda. And their end game is to wipe all you Latinos out. Their end game is to wipe all us black folks out. Their end game is to wipe all the lower level white people out. Every motherfucking culture is going to collapse once they finish what they're trying to prove. They're going beyond God. Why you think they use places like the Super Bowl where all the eyeballs are on? They're not going to put anybody on no motherfucking Super Bowl just because you can sing and hop and dance. Fuck no. This has nothing to do with artistry. This has nothing to do with your looks. This has everything to do with, can we use you as a pawn to spread the message that we want to put out there? And if you look at the lyrics of the songs he was singing. Oh my God. Most of us couldn't understand what he was saying. And those who could, majority of them probably was just so happy that they was representing their flag. And that's cool. But you must understand, we all living in their world. You don't go to Latino jails. You don't go to black people jails. You go to that 1%, the 13 families. You go to their jails. You go to their courts. You abide by their rules. And to simplify this shit, when you die, God gonna look at you and say, you a damn fool. You let them people tell you to go to their jail. You let them people tell you that they came up with a court system that we all know has no equality. Y'all get that like button, man. Hit that like button. If it hit you back, we'll jump his ass. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Please. Please and thank you. Hit that like button. If it hit you back, we'll jump his ass. I'm trying to tell you, boy. We'll gang. Hey, listen, gang. Y'all know what it is. Hit that like button. And we abided by that shit. You let them people fool you to vote in their system. You're a damn fool. And that's why I gave you common sense. It's just common sense ain't so common. So this ain't no disrespect to no Latinos, no blacks, not even whites. You must wake the fuck up and understand the people that is running this world has an agenda that's going to wipe you the fuck out. All of us. I told you, I did a video the other day about how we went from doing things the human way to now artificial intelligence done kicked in, to now artificial intelligence is hiring humans to do things. You see how ass backwards this shit is? Why is everything that's artificial becoming official? Everything that's fake is becoming real because you can manipulate fake. You can't manipulate real. Even though they do that in Mother Nature, because I've told y'all they create clouds. Go look at cloud. They got cloud companies. Cloud seeding companies that create clouds, that create rain, that manipulate the weather. And we've been talking about I'm just scratching the surface, bro. I'm not really even going into it because a lot of people be in their feelings about shit and they think it's about representing their flag and their country. If you don't wake the fuck up and you keep thinking this is about a flag or this is about a country, your children's is gonna suffer because you playing an emotional game. You're emotional about this shit. And these people that is governing all this shit, that's in control of all, don't give a fuck. Now think about this. The world just exceeded 8 billion people. And they've been trying to keep the world somewhere around 6 billion to 7 billion, right? So what would you need to do now to control population explosion? What would you use for population control? Excuse my language. So that whole halftime show was a big setup, man. It was to rub people to a certain way as far as culture because it wasn't in English. You know what I'm saying? No one understood it. Not only that, it was to use Bad Bunny as a tool or a pawn, right? To spread that type of music to the younger ones. You have older Latino people, they not with that funny shit. You have older black people, they not with that funny shit. Because they was born in a different time. But moving forward, they've converted us to go against the Bible. Even in the Bible, it speaks about being with the same sex and all this shit. But when they got their agenda, all that's out the window. See, they use and they cut things on and off that's in the Bible as they see fit to their agenda. So what I'm trying to tell you is they don't want you to procreate. This is why Planned Parenthood is in the hood. Bam. This is why they give you motherfucking birth control and all this shit. They don't want you having kids. That's why they put all this shit in our foods. But they are still. I'm gonna do a whole nother video about this city with the Jewish people. They're having babies after baby. All these motherfuckers got 7, 12, 15, 20 babies. They're populating while we declining. It's a bigger plot, way bigger plot than most people could understand. But I will say this, man, we must come together. We have to do away with what they told us, which is color, skin, and all this. But some people, you're going to have to bust their ass up because they're going to be poisoned. Some people just too far gone. They too far gone, mentally poisoned by what the world has told them. So I'm not saying be naive. But for those who can understand and know what time it is, we must come together. And if we don't,
thank you, Malou.
Oh well.
Malou
you know
says,
what's gonna happen. Listen, man, it's your boy Papa Dope, man. Drop.
Malou says, super chats or support of the channel. Mr. Uncut Cash App is Mr. Uncut $ Mr. Uncut Consciousness. Thank you. Let's see. Kip2 says, Malou, traditional American culture. It's Empress. No injections. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's nothing new. But what I was saying is population control comes into play now. How do you control an influx of the population? You heard them mention things in the food, things in the water. They want everyone to be comfortable with same sex because two of the same sex can't reproduce. Y'all done notice that people are passing away now from the simplest things. Nothing you eat that you're putting in your body that's FDA certified should be causing you health problems, should be taking your life. Airborne diseases and illnesses, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Airborne. They're weaponizing the weather. They're putting things out here to affect us. These myths. The fog. We remember this stuff. We're not even going to say the other thing, the mass error. We're going to say the mass error. The jab. Right. No, they actually don't write that in there anymore. You're getting lucky. Let's just say the jab. Let's just say the jab. Let's just say the jab. But when it first came out, it wasn't FDA certified. It wasn't FDA certified. And if you notice, a majority of those people who took that jab now have health problems, sinus problems, everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, say jab, Jello, and welcome to the platform, Jello. Welcome, Double Edge. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can we get up to 40 likes? You know what I'm saying? Can we get this thing up to 40 likes? That's 4 more likes, y'all. That's 4 more likes. That's 4 more likes. But yeah, they've got to control the population now. And you can control the population through religion as well. So if you've got 5 billion out of those 8 billion people believing in Jesus Christ, you know how easy it is to control and manipulate those 5 billion who are now more than majority of the population by percentage. If you tell them, go out there and start a war on a heterosexual, what are they going to do? Start a war on a heterosexual. If you say, hey, go profile these people because of the color of their skin in Jesus' name, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Just like that fool came in here earlier, throwing Biden under the bus, taking up for Trump, but never once giving a damn about the children, regardless of who's in office. These are the type of discussions we need to be having. Everybody want to go on the internet and twerk and rap and try to look pretty and be keyboard gangsters. You wasting precious time. Talk about something that's going to change the world. We all live in the same world. We see this no matter where we live at. We know about this. We know. We know. So why is it a secret? Why can't nobody talk about it? Why do people give zero about being real, man? Why do people give zero about being real? But all this other stupid crap. Let two celebrities be beefing. Let somebody be fighting. You putting out your phones, recording it. You ain't busy trying to break it up. You recording it because you want the views. You want the clicks. God, man, where the hell we done went, man? What is the problem? People more worried about their selfish desires than the future of the children. Then get the children lost in their bullshit. Right. But here's what they're not thinking of. Every day, every minute, every second that passes, we are growing older. We are phasing out. There's a generation waiting to expire, and we will be the next generation due to expire here soon. And we've got to pass all of this down to these same children that you've hindered, the same children that you've SA'd, the same children that you've ignored. What condition will the world be in then? And I can't promise you I would still want to be here. All right, Jelly says, everyone needs to talk about important subjects face-to-face in person. Shows the truth of an individual, and it shows their ideology. Start to find the sheep. You know what I'm saying? Right. But see, I'm not worried about the sheep because we need lions and we need shepherds. I ain't worried about the sheep. You know what I'm saying? The sheep gonna follow the flock. And I need, listen, I'm not interested in fitting in. I don't mind standing out. You know what I'm saying? So we need to find more stand up people, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need to do. You're right, Turtle Piece. The kids see it way more clearly than most adults. You're right. Kip 2 says, strip hypocrites out. You are right. You are so right. There are always more sheep. Again, you're right. That's why we need to produce more leaders. And a lot of people think that we need a leader. No, we just all need to be leaders. Real talk. I'm a grown ass man. I don't need nobody to lead me. But I'm grooming myself to be a leader because I understand that even though you don't know someone's looking, it's important to lead by example. Just because you don't know if someone's looking. So you don't, right?
That's true.
So you don't want to influence somebody the wrong way. We done got too old for this now. I'm too old for jail cells. I'm too old to run from the police. I can't remember the last time I even had to jump a gate or jump high just playing basketball. Can't do it. Your body will let you know. That also let me know I'm past my time. I'm no longer in my prime. That is not my mindset. With age, we mature. With experience, we mature. Y'all get that spammer out of here. Get Bud out of here.
Oh, spammer.
Mm-hmm. Anything you want to say to the people?
Hey, man. Morals and integrity is the best thing to live by. If you ain't got no morals, then in my opinion, you're just worthless.
Mm-hmm.
We got to teach the youth. You know, actually, we got to teach some adults.
Lots of adults. And it'd be the children that teach the adults, more than likely.
You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to teach.
You wonder why your children grow up hating you and despising you. You know what I'm saying? And you think you done poured all you can, you know what I'm saying, into your children. And you wonder why these children just separate themselves from you. Now, they do it to parents who raise them too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a victim of that. When you strict on your children and you teaching them the right way, your children will rebel against you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through that right now. But the majority of these children who don't F with their parents is because the parents never took time. The parents out there throwing them to their friends. You know what I'm saying? Mama might be dating a man who got a brother, and mama got a daughter that's about 16, 17, but she's shaped like she's 20, 21. And well, they clubbing together, and now you the reason that your daughter like older men. Or you take your children around people who do D-rugs. You take them around the D-boys, and you wonder why they fall in love with D-boys. You know what I'm saying? You wonder how they get these addictions. Real talk, man. Real talk. We are the first teachers that a child will have. And when you see the world and women start to love children less, everybody needs to be alarmed. When you see the women start loving children less and protecting children less in the world, not having custody of their children, you really need to be alarmed. If that woman don't love her kids enough, how the hell is she gonna love you enough? And them hard facts. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna go ahead and peel up out of here, man. I got some things I got to handle. But I appreciate everybody, man, who took time to stop in, comment. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all leave a like. Make sure you share the video. Make sure you subscribe. Next week, I'm gonna start doing members only stuff. So by next week, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm here to make my money. You know what I'm saying? And we need this money to get back into the platform. Brother Uncut need this money for his medical stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we're grinding for a purpose. You know what I mean? We're going to start making everything members only. So it's important, if you really, really rock with the tribe and really, really rock with the platform and our conversations, y'all, those memberships, y'all. Get the memberships. Join your memberships. You know what I'm saying? Handle the memberships. Turtle Peace. Big thank you. Big thank you for your contribution, your $5 contribution. Thank you. Thank you, Turtle Peace. Much appreciated, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated. You know, we're not here to ask people for your support, but we can definitely use the support if you feel supportive of the channel, if we can put it that way. All right. But I need everybody to get those memberships. You know what I mean? Me and Brother in the Cut, we work for this, y'all. And this is our job. You know what I mean? And I want to see my brother get well, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to see my brother get well. I need him to beat the odds, y'all. So we're going to need that help and that support and that love. I appreciate everybody, man. Y'all know what it is. Any words you want to say to him, Brother in the Cut?
Stay vigilant. Every chance you get, help your neighbor.
Help your neighbor.
Remember, a smile a day. Stop somebody from doing something that they might regret.
And don't forget, y'all, put Turtle Peace name in the chat, y'all. Whenever people give, cash out, whatever, we recognize that. We salute those people. We uplift them because they didn't have to. So let's put his name in the chat, y'all. Turtle Peace in the chat, y'all. Turtle Peace in the chat. I'm gonna wait before I end this live because I want to see Turtle Peace name in this chat, y'all. It Gotti in here? Is Gotti in here? I don't think I saw Gotti this morning. I just saw Gotti name. Gotti in here? I'll give him a call after the show. I'll give him a call. But thank you, y'all. Thank you. Thank you, Turtle Peace. Thank you to the tribe. You know what I'm saying? And we always gonna come with that real, man. We always gonna come with that real. Malou, I thank you for throwing that cash up out there, because if I was doing it, they'll say I was begging for money. So I really appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? I really appreciate you. Remember, y'all, the cash app is $ Mr. Uncut Consciousness, y'all. $ Mr. Uncut Consciousness. You know. Oh, Gotti came in, caught some bodies, then left, huh? They can't Alfred Brother to cut. That's what I'm talking about. Fight on, warrior. That's what I'm talking about. He is a warrior. He gonna fight. We gonna fight. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. And y'all know, insurance is hard. Insurance not covering everything. And my man on dialysis. You know what I'm saying? My big bro on dialysis. So I ain't gonna lie. We need all we can get just to cover medical expenses, y'all. Just to cover medical expenses. Like, it's not like we being Dr. Umar telling you we gonna build a school. we telling you exactly what we, you know what I'm saying? We keeping it 1,000 with you. 1,000. 1,000. And that's what it takes for us to be a buck with each other, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, emperors and empresses. That's going to be hard to say, but I get used to it. We don't say kings and queens no more. We say emperor and empress. How you say it? Empress. There it is. Empress. Y'all know I'm half Caribbean. I got to get it right. Empress. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay prayed up. Well, first, before you do that, man, get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one. Get your one-on-one with the real, true, higher power, man. And we got to save these children. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut. Kip2 say Ice watching. Hey, Kip2 nicknamed himself Ice, and he does show be doing it, boy. He be doing it, man. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut. Be inspired. Be great. Be you. Don't be nobody's fool, man. Don't be nobody's puppet, man. Deprogram, reprogram, self-educate, man. Self-educate. You know what I'm saying? Ashe!